So on the other side, many brides choose to use a DJ service. They generally provide the music off of CDs or using a computer, and they generally bring lighting and sound equipment with them. But those are important things to establish when you talk to the DJ. Are they bringing lighting equipment? Are they bringing sound equipment? Will they have a microphone that you can use for speeches and announcements during the reception? I would also try to find an opportunity to see that DJ actually working at a wedding or similar party. Now, when you're dealing with a large company such as Complete or Bandstand, they have a good number of DJs on their staff. So while you're hiring the company, you're also hiring a specific person. So I would ask them who the specific person would be that would be doing your wedding, and ask to see that person at a reception that is being held in town so that you can get a feel for their style as well. A good DJ or a bad DJ can kind of make or break the situation. So just like your photographer and your videographer, you'd want to meet that DJ, see them in action if possible at a reception, and just be sure that you're comfortable with that situation. Now down to the question of CDs versus music from a computer. I personally prefer CDs. The sound quality is better and it's a little bit more reliable technology. Music played off of a computer is usually MP3s, like on your iPod, which don't have as good a sound quality, but more importantly, the technology is more likely to give the DJ problems. I just recently was at a wedding where the DJ was using the mini jack plug on the side of the computer to output the music to the speakers, and the jack was failing. So the music cut in and out, and it was not really a good situation. There are better ways to get the music out of a laptop as well, including a USB audio out. So if your DJ is planning to use a computer, I would then ask further questions about how they got the music off the computer and if they'd had any problems doing that at receptions in the past. Another good DJ tip I have, it's just a little aside tip. When you decide on the songs for your first dance sequence, whether it's your first dance, dancing with your father, dancing with his mother, your bridal party, whatever sequence of dances you decide on, ask your DJ if he could burn those songs onto a single CD in the order that you want them played. That may seem like a small detail, but I was at a wedding a few months ago where the DJ couldn't find the CD for the father of the bride and bride's dance. And they stood and stood and stood in the middle of the dance floor, and the father of the bride finally said, "Just play anything." And he found the CD and he put it on, but if he had had that one CD at his fingertips, that whole sequence would have gone smoothly. If he has to fumble for a CD some other time in the evening, nobody's going to really notice. Also be sure that they're willing to be flexible. If he plays a couple of country tunes and everybody's dancing and have a great time, and he puts on some rock and everybody sits down, you want to be sure that he's flexible, that he notices what your guests are enjoying and alters what it was he was planning to play based on that. You'll also want to talk very specifically with your DJ about things you do and don't want to happen at your reception. You either love the chicken dance or you hate the chicken dance. I find very few people who are neutral on the topic of the chicken dance. So if you don't want the chicken dance or the Macarena or the YMCA, or if you really, really want the chicken dance and the Macarena and YMCA, you need to let your DJ know so that he can meet your expectations. Also address whether he's willing to take requests, or more to the point, whether you want him to take requests. Because if it's important to you that certain things not be played, you need to let him know that no matter how many people request Achy Breaky Heart, that he is not to play Achy Breaky Heart, or whatever song it is that you really want to avoid at your reception. The last option that some people consider is doing the music at their reception themselves using an iPod and speakers. Unless you're having a very small reception, that approach sometimes fails. Very few people have enough stereo equipment to fill a larger reception hall with music. The sound quality from an iPod won't be as good as it would be from CDs, and someone needs to man the iPod. Somebody needs to be sure it's playing, that if it stops, that it starts, to be sure that they have electricity so your battery doesn't die, and just to be on top of it. But what you lose there is that flexibility. someone to decide to play more of this type of music or less of that type of music. And you still really need an MC to interact with your guests. So that would not be my first choice of music if I was planning a reception. So overall, deciding on music and deciding on a master of ceremonies to run your reception are some of the decisions that you need to make early in your reception planning.